Wow, we're back at zero. A new month and a new tax year for my limited company. Year 2 of being a limited company. That went quick. So I'm doing a voiceover for a company who are creating a Udemy course, so an online educational course, and they've created a PowerPoint and slides, but they want that turned into a video. But it's really long, it's like 54 slides. So I'm doing it in bits because I think if you try and do a voiceover that long, you end up losing the energy as it goes on. So I'm going to record it in chunks of 10, do that like in the morning, in the afternoon, and over a few days I'll have all of the bits together. It's been difficult to do voiceovers over the past 6 weeks. I have voiceover work to do, but for 5 weeks we have got workmen in our road. So I kind of learned when their lunch hour was and started doing projects then, but in general I just started saying no to voiceover work. They've gone now. Kind of missed them. In 40 minutes I'm chatting to Rose Parkin, who is a freelancer and a mum, and she's also the person behind the Freelancer's Cookbook, trying to basically give freelancers quick, easy recipes so that we eat healthily, which is a grand idea. So since I'm talking to her today and I had no idea what to have for lunch, I thought I'd cook something from her book. Starting Wednesday by editing scripts, I've got Bonobo on. I've mentioned this very early on when I'm like doing, let me pause it though. When I'm writing scripts, when I really need to focus, I find instrumental music works really well. And Bonobo is my go-to. So yeah, we've got scripts in the moment that we've written which are like 10 to 12 minutes long, and we need to strip them back to 5 to 6 minutes long without affecting the content too much. That's what they ask. So easy, right? It's quite satisfying though. I've got to nearly 1:30 in the afternoon and apparently I've done no exercise. Best go for a run, cat. Bit of an unusual start this morning, look. My wife is off to Hong Kong today for work for a week, and so yeah, she's not had to go into the office, so she's taking the kids to school. So 8:30, I'm sitting at my computer doing some work. The cleaner's going to come soon though, so I'll do my usual Thursday going and working in a coffee shop trick. But yeah, for now, bonus bit of work time. So in the cafe today, I was going through the Udemy presentation I was talking about. I've voiced it now into lots of different parts. Because it's based on a PowerPoint presentation, there's loads of different slides. So what I'm doing is using Audition's markers to say, look, I highlight this area and then I put in a marker and call that slide 17, slide 18, slide 19 and so on. So you can see here I've got all of the different slides, which means if they come back and want to correct a bit of voiceover, it's really easy for me to find the slides. It also means I don't have to cut it up in Final Cut, because what I can do is save as, like you can do a joint export, you can highlight as many of these as you like and do a joint export so that you're saving out those file names from Audition. So I'll end up with a file for each slide. So it takes a little time, but I think a project of this size, it's bound to have some amendments, and this will make life a lot easier, I think. Very very frustrating start to the day. I'd been working on a screencast explaining how a bit of software works. Had it all finished, ready to ship. And the software developers have gone and changed the way the site looks. And they might have just made a slight tweak, but it impacts everything. So yeah, I found myself getting a bit frustrated this morning. Put myself in a bad mood because of it, which isn't like me. And so I thought rather than just stew on it and let it sort of dominate the day, I'd just go out because it's gorgeous. Look at that sky. So went into town, did some shopping, had a coffee, made a few phone calls. Yeah, anyway, the thing is, I feel better now for getting out there. Hopefully we can sit down and do some good work this afternoon. Well, look, that's what we want to see. So, a couple of episodes ago, the one I did before I took like 2-3 months off doing this, was the first time that I hired a virtual assistant. I've since, as I've mentioned, hired her quite a few times. I just thought I'd mention this because it's cool. She basically wanted to use my experience, remember that it was in a vlog as well, as a case study for her website. Good idea. I really need to get around to doing that sort of stuff myself. It's now like been written up on that page there, and she's embedded the video as well. I haven't watched that video for a long time, like, months, and I watched it, and oh my god, I was going to bed late at the time. I remember somebody even getting in touch with me and saying, I'm worried you're not getting enough sleep. So I thought I'd mention this because actually over the last month or two, I have been consciously trying to go to bed nearer 10 o'clock. Bearing in mind that this house seems to always wake up at 6 o'clock. My wife, we normally drop at the station. Yeah, I've been trying to get more like 8 hours sleep. I don't want to put across the idea that not getting enough sleep is a good idea, because actually I really don't think it is. So it's 2:45. Normally at this time I'd be getting ready to go and do the school run, but both kids this Friday evening are on play dates. Yeah, I mustn't fritter that away. I need to crack, especially because actually I took that time out this morning to reset my brain, which worked. But yeah, I should probably crack on. So suddenly, the play date is over and I have to go and get them. I've got to say, it was quite weird not having them around this afternoon. But I got so much done. That obviously then makes me think, well, maybe I could put them in an after-school club one day a week. But you know what? I don't want to do that. What I'd rather do is what I've been doing the last few weeks, which is invite their friends over to our house, because it's fun. But also knowing that usually that means at some point there's going to be a reciprocation. Anyway, better shut up. Why were you late? Oh, sorry, I was talking to myself and my phone. So it's Saturday. Last night, had to edit the podcast because my wife is away. I know that come Saturday night, Sunday night, I'm going to be knackered from looking after the kids. It's currently 10 o'clock. I'm doing the crazy dropping kids here, dropping kids there, drinking coffee out of this sort of thing. We're sort of tag teaming with another family as well, where the mum is away actually and the daddy's got the kids. It's really useful if you're a parent to get to know kids and their parents at the school gates. I didn't do it very well when our son went to school. I kind of felt like we had to do it all. And then you come to realise that everybody's in the same boat. It can sometimes feel like, you're the one who, I've got to do this, got to do that. And then you realise that actually everybody's in the same boat and everybody can do with a hand. Yeah, you've got to build those relationships. Yeah, it's a nice thing to do anyway, but it's pretty essential, I think. Sunday was essentially a day off, apart from editing the vlog in the evening. During the day we went to the woods with my brother, let the kids hang out with their uncle, went for pub lunch, played games. I realised like when my wife's away like that and we've got the weekend to ourselves, we have to have like a plan of action, otherwise it all goes to pot. I suppose that's the same with what the whole week has been, really, like getting some sort of workflow and planning it out properly with both work and play. But thank you so much for watching. Sorry that it was my wife who went to Hong Kong and me who sat here. It would have been more interesting if I'd gone, wouldn't it?